Hey, welcome back to my channel, Baby Steps. For those that don't know me, my name is Chiruta. I'm a certified professional coach and licensed massage therapist, and this is Baby Joven. Baby Joven is making a cameo today, mostly because my babysitter fell through. Okay, so today I'm so excited to bring you back into my clinic and talk about the neck. So I know a talented massage therapist in the first 10 minutes of working the neck. Everything I need to know about you as a massage therapist and how therapeutically oriented you are is how well you work my neck. So I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to geek out about anatomy and physiology and how these muscles rotate and flex and extend. So stay tuned. So the transverse processes are what stop you when you come straight in from the side. What stops you are the transverse processes. So when you don't know your neck work very well, a lot of times people will go right over the transverse processes and they'll say, hey, there's a little adhesion there. Let me work that out for you. And a lot of times your client, what they're going to feel is a little odd and strange, but they won't know why. So what you want to do is go just behind it here. So transverse processes is what stop you. Just behind it is your lamina groove, or in front of it, you've got a lot of muscles here too. So think about this, your neck, you've got muscles that rotate to the opposite side and muscles that rotate to the same side. So rule of thumb, your scalenes and your sternocleidomastoid are going to rotate to the opposite side. So a lot of times what people do is they turn their head and then they start working on the contracted muscle. That's the same thing as contracting your biceps and then working on it. It's not effective. So what you want to do is you want to rotate the sternocleidomastoid and the scalenes towards the side that you're working. So if you're going to work on the scalenes and sternocleidomastoid, on this side, you're going to turn your client's head this way. When you're going to work on these, you're going to turn your client's head this way. And because what that's going to do is it's going to loosen the muscle. And then you can do something like this. To find the scalenes, you just go straight in from the ear. And what stops you right in front of that upper trap is the scalenes. Okay, that's usually middle scalene. And see how her head is tipped towards me? I'm doing almost no pressure. And this is what everybody in our society needs. Right there, just coming straight in is what stops me just in front of your upper trap is the scalenes. This is where I start. Now, just like everything else I do, when my fingers get sore, I change positions. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can just move their head a little bit into your hand here. Okay. So all of your anterior neck muscles tip the head towards you when you work. Now again, your posterior neck muscles, your splenius, capitis, splenius, cervicis, suboccipitals, a lot of times new therapists are going to do this. This is really intensive on your flexors and all of the tendons in your hand. And so over time, this is going to get you injured. This is going to get you at least sore or injured and resenting your work. And so you don't really want to do that. But again, if you know how the anatomy works, splenius, capitis, and cervices rotate to the same side. So what that means, just like the biceps flexing, is that you want it in a loose position when you work it. So because they rotate to the same side, then I want to tip her the opposite side when I'm working the posterior neck. And remember, these are her transverse processes. They're very, very sharp. You don't want to work over them. You want to work just behind them. Now, again, I don't like this position, so I'm going to move my body towards my work And then I'm just going to use her head to come back into me. And I'm behind the transverse processes. And I'm doing such good deep work. Now you just want to make sure you don't pull their hair, but as long as you're behind the transverse processes in the lamina groove, you're working kind of towards your work. So I'm not doing this from behind, I'm working around to the table like this, and I'm just moving her head away. And again, same thing. On this side, I'm behind her transverse processes. I'm facing her work. I'm facing my work. And I'm just falling with my chest per usual in the lamina groove. Okay? So, just a review, you've got your anterior neck muscles. They rotate to the opposite side. So this sternocleidomastoid is contracting when her head is turned that way. I don't want to work it in that position. And you can go just ahead of this upper trap and you're going to find the scalenes. And then whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. And in my next video, I'll talk about how I work those suboccipitals. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into my first video on the neck. There's so much more to say to that story, so please consider liking and subscribing and comment. What else do you want to learn? I'm a total anatomy geek, happy to tell you anything I know about the neck, and stay tuned for the next one.